presenting the adventures of Jungle Jim. Last week, Kolo met Jungle Jim near the old mine and was given the evidence Lil had collected against Bhutan, with instructions to take it to Dr. Carstairs of the British Secret Service. As Jim and Kolo talked, they were seen and fired upon by Bhutan's men. During the battle which followed, 2 of Bhutan's men were killed, but Kolo escaped and started back to Dr. Carstairs for help. When the natives returned to camp, Bhutan was told there were 2 or more spies in the Tiger Claw territory, whereupon he planned to use one of his emerald smuggling planes to patrol Dumba Pass and kill anyone who attempted to go through. Then he ordered that Lil and Peter Hawkins be locked in their cells without food or water while he was gone. However, when the plane arrived at the camp, it was left standing with idling motors, and Myra Trent, seizing the opportunity, taxied it across the field and crashed it into a cliff. The thrilling adventures of Jungle Jim are pictured each Sunday in the Comic Weekly, the world's greatest pictorial supplement of humor and adventure. The Comic Weekly, each page printed in full color, is distributed everywhere as an integral part of your Hearst Sunday newspaper. And now we continue our story. Bhutan and his men are running toward the plane which has just been wrecked by Myra Trent.
Master, see, the plane burned.
It must be saved.
Throw on sand, you fools! Help me, come! Faster, slave, faster! Master, see, they cannot. The men run.
Unless they stay at their jobs, I'll kill them.
But, Master, they will be burned.
Silence! I'll kill the first slave who runs away.
Master, see, they cannot work. It burns them. Put that fire out, slaves, or you die!
Let that be a lesson to them. I'll shoot anyone else who attempts to run.
Master, you have killed him. Master, we must get back. The petrol tank will explode. Quickly, get back! Master, the men. Some are injured.
Slaves are cheap. Forget them. Find the girl, Myra Trent.
Perhaps Mem Sahib is on the other side of the plane.
Find her before she gets into the jungle, you fool. She shall pay for this. There she is. Seize her.
Yes, Master.
Bring her here.
Come, Master.
No, please, my arm.
So, you escaped, Miss Trent. It would have been better had you died in the flames.
She is injured,
Let
Master.
me go. I'm hurt. No.
You have only begun to feel pain. You think you have been clever.
I'll stop you, Bhutan. You can't catch Kolo. He'll bring help.
They will never find you, Miss Trent. You are to die now.
Put your gun away, please, Bhutan. If you don't need it.
Master, she falls. She will die, Master?
Perhaps. See that the injured men are taken care of.
And Mem Sahib?
Leave Miss Trent there on the ground and let her find out what it is to suffer.
Meanwhile, from their prison hut on the other side of the camp, Shanghai Lil and Peter Hawkins have watched as Bhutan's plane was destroyed by fire.
Well, that's that.
Yes.
Bhutan will never fly that plane again. It's a complete wreck.
Look, Bhutan and his men are going away. They're leaving Miss Trent there on the ground to die. The murdering rats.
Don't worry. There's probably nothing the matter with her. Fools like her always escape.
What do you mean by that?
That was a bright stunt she pulled. She's ruined our chances of taking Bhutan and the emeralds at the same time.
Miss Trent saved our lives, Mr. Breel.
You mean she spoiled everything with her blundering?
Yeah.
Don't you see, Mr. Hawkins, if Bhutan had gone away for a day or two, we could have escaped with Jim's help.
Yes, if Jim was here.
He's here, all right.
What?
Oh, it would have been a cinch. We could have seized the camp. These native slaves hate Bhutan. We would have had a nice surprise for him when he returned.
Maybe. But don't forget, it might have happened the other way. If Bhutan had got to Dumba Pass in that plane, he'd have killed Kolo. Jim, too, if he'd been with him.
Well, there's no use talking about it now.
No.
All I want is for that Myra Trent to keep out of my business.
Bill, blimey. That's Jungle Jim now. He's at the window.
Oh, Jim, I knew you were here. We were just speaking about you.
Listen, both of you. Yes?
We've got to talk fast.
Yes?
First, what happened here? Where did that plane that burned come from?
It was one of Bhutan's smuggling planes, Jim. It came here with a load of diamonds.
Well, what happened? Did it crack up on landing?
That's some of your girlfriend's work, Jim.
What?
Myra Trent wrecked that plane, and our chances with her.
What do you mean?
Bhutan knew that Kolo had got away.
Yes?
He was going to Dumba Pass with his plane to stop him.
He thought he'd had Kolo off, did he?
That's the general idea. And this Trent dame butted in. The plane was standing on the field idling, and she got in it and crashed it.
Good girl. I guess that shows you where she stands, Lil.
It shows me that she's a fool. We're in a fine spot now.
Mr. Vreel thinks it would have been better if Bhutan had gone.
I don't follow you.
If we'd gone away, we could have seized the camp.
And Kolo would have been killed. Yes? Bhutan would have trapped him sure. No, Lil, you're wrong. Myra Trent did exactly what I would have done under the circumstances.
I agree with you, Jim.
All right, you win. What happens next?
Well, we'll wait for Kolo. Kolo's on his way to Carstairs now. He'll travel fast. We shall reach him by tomorrow.
And Carstairs will take a week getting back. In the meantime, we'll just sit here without food or water.
What's that?
She's right, Jim. Bhutan has stopped giving us either food or water. Poor Ronnie lies there unconscious, mumbling to himself, and we can't even give him a drink.
We're in a fine mess. But I'm going to do something about it.
Now, wait a minute, Lil. I'll get some food and water to you somehow. I'll get a message to Myra Trent.
No, she can't help us now, Jim.
What? Why, is she a prisoner?
Your girlfriend is lying over there by that wrecked plane. She put on an act after the fire, and Bhutan left her there.
It's true, Jim. I'm afraid she was hurt in the crash.
Well, why didn't you tell me that before? I'll see you later.
Jim, come back. Where are you going?
To get Myra Trent. She may be badly hurt. I'll come back here tonight.
Don't bother to come back. By tonight, I'll have taken care of things by myself.
A short time later, Bhutan issues orders to his men.
Gunha, take 20 of the best men and horse. March night and day.
Yes, master.
Follow the slave Kolo and kill him in the pass. He must not reach the authorities.
It shall be as you command.
You failed once in allowing him and his companions to escape. You have one more chance. If you fail again, you forfeit your life. Do you understand?
We will not fail, master.
Master,
Speak. What do you want?
white girl in cell called. She say must be master.
Oh, Mr. Vreel is ready to talk.
She say give master note.
Let me have it. This is interesting. Bring her to me at once, slave.
Yes, master.
Gunha, you have your orders. You are to kill all who attempt to leave the Tiger's Claw territory.
None shall escape, master. I go.
Remember, failure means death. Leave at once.
Yes, master.
Memsap is here.
Bring her in.
You got my note, Prince?
Yes. It was most interesting, Mr. Vreel.
I'm glad we're alone, Prince.
Yes?
I meant what I said in that note. I'm ready to join you, and I think that I can tell you some things that will interest you.
You have said as much before, Mr. Vreel.
I'm ready to lay my cards on the table, Bhutan.
You are willing to tell me whom you were talking to at your window and whom you have been meeting secretly in the jungle?
I'll tell you everything.
Go on.
The man you're talking about is a member of the Secret Service.
So, it was as I thought.
I first met him in the jungle. He'd found my wrecked plane with the government markings on the wings.
Yes?
When he saw how I was dressed, he suspected that I was the one who had flown it.
You're sure that he didn't come into the jungle with you?
I'm telling you straight facts, Bhutan. At first, the man thought that I, too, was a Secret Service operative. Then he offered me money for information.
And you sold it to him?
That's where you're wrong. After all, Prince, I'm interested in the same thing you are. Money. I wanted $5,000, and he wouldn't pay it. That's why we couldn't get together. He tried to see me again here, and later I met him in the jungle.
There was but one man?
That's right. I don't even know his name. When he failed to get the information he wanted from me, he talked to the slave, Kolo.
You are wise to tell me this, Mr. Vreel. I have information that this spy and the slave Kolo have already started back. But they will never reach civilization alive.
But what if they do get through, Prince Bhutan?
No one has ever left this territory without my permission.
There's always a first time for everything. That's why I've come to you.
What do you mean?
I have some influential friends in the government service. The fact that I was able to borrow a government plane for a private flight proves that.
Go on.
If Kolo and his Secret Service operatives should escape your men as they did in the jungle last night, I could help you.
You interest me, Mr. Vreel.
Prince, here's my plan. We have 3 hostages. Myra Trent, Peter Hawkins, and his son.
Yes.
If your men fail to stop Kolu and the spy, I could go to the authorities and trade the lives of our hostages for immunity.
I see. And if the British authorities refuse to accept, then what?
They'd have to accept. The slave Kolu knows little and can prove nothing.
Perhaps you are right.
Of course I'm right.
But how can I be sure that you would not betray me, that you would do as you say?
I'd be a fool to betray you. I've been very much interested in you, Prince Bhutan, personally and otherwise. Together, we can make a fortune in ivory and emeralds. But what do you say?
We shall see. I have found it wise not to buy that which I can get without payment.
Listen, Bhutan. Even if Kolu and the spy are killed, I can still show you how to make more money than you've ever dreamed of.
And how would you do that?
You're selling your ivory and emeralds in China for half what they're worth. I could get them into London and Paris, where they'll sell for 3 times as much. It'd be easy.
I have often thought of that myself. Just how would you do it?
Master.
Why have you broken in here, slave? I told you to stay outside.
But, Master, white men trap, gone.
What do you mean?
Girl by plane, not there now, Master. She go.
Well, I expected something like this to happen. I watched Myra Trent while the plane was burning. There wasn't anything wrong with her.
What? But she was injured. I saw with my own eyes. She was near death.
That's where you were wrong. While your men were fighting the fire, she stood watching them. But as soon as you came near her, she pretended she was hurt. She's run off into the jungle.
She will not go far.
How about letting me take care of that little fool?
You shall have that pleasure. Slave, bring 2 horses to the door immediately.
Yes, Master, at once.
What are you going to do?
You and I are going into the jungle, Miss Brill. When we find Miss Trent, you will take this gun and shoot her. Then I will be sure of your loyalty.
All right. Let me have that gun.
Here, it is yours. See that you use it to good advantage.
Don't worry about that, Prince. I'll use it to good advantage, all right. Now, stick up your hand.
What are you doing, Mr. Brill?
I'm taking charge of things, Bhutan. From now on, I'm issuing orders. If you come one step nearer or utter a sound, I'll kill you.
What will happen now that Lil has turned the tables on Bhutan? Half of his men have left the camp to search for Kolu. Is this the end of the wily prince's smuggling career? The adventures you have just heard dramatized will appear in full-color action pictures in next Sunday's Comic Weekly, the big Comic Weekly distributed with your Hearst Sunday newspaper everywhere. In the world's greatest pictorial supplement of humor and adventure, you will find all the famous characters who live in the world of color pictures. There's Skippy, the Katzenjammer Kids, Jiggs and Maggie, Barney Google, Toots and Casper, the Little King, Flash Gordon, and the famous page entitled Gags and Gals. See all these famous characters in your copy of next Sunday's Comic Weekly, and don't forget our date next week, same time, same station, for a continuation of the adventures of Jungle Jim.